So going into Saturday morning, I was 0-3 at the GT, and playing down near the bottom at this point, with Joel Busta, who also came up with us from North Carolina, and he brought his Skaven. So we played quite a few times in the past, but it's always a fun game, so we were looking forward to it. Kind of a nice, relaxing Sunday morning. So let's get into it. So you can see what he has here. It's a fairly typical Skaven army. He's got an Abomination. Look at that, turned sideways for that extra movement to start the game. What a cheesy Skaven move that is. He's got a unit of Clan Rats there, Warp Lightning Cannon, another unit of Clan Rats, and then towards the center he has his Screaming Bell, another unit of, I think it's a unit of Storm Vermin there, Clan Rats, a Doom Wheel, and a Warp Lightning Cannon. So on my side, on the left, I have a unit of dogs, and then in the hill I've clustered in order to take advantage of the line of sight rules. At this tournament, the hill was infinitely tall or whatever, so got the Hell Cannon on the hill, the Skull Crushers on the hill, Chimera behind the hill, just really looking for the to dodge line of sight issues here. We got the Chimera, the BSB, and the Demon Prince behind the hill. Got my 4 chariots lined up down the middle, and then on the back of the board, I can't remember why this was. I think it's so that it doesn't the Warp Lightning Cannon doesn't hit the Chimera and it panics other stuff. We've got the Chimera, a unit of warriors, and a unit of dogs on the right. So his turn, he brings up unit of gutter runners, and does the same on that side. And I don't really, I'm not sure what to do here, so we'll see how that works out. He puts he scouts those gutter runners there. Excuse me, he doesn't move them up, and he scouts his 3rd unit of gutter runners in the middle. So I actually charged both unit of gutter runners just for shits and grins. On my turn, I don't know, just why not, right? He stands and shoots, doesn't kill any. They get in there, and oh my god, that's a terrible picture. But I got in on the left as well. I actually passed a panic check. Just really sorry for the bad picture there. Yeah, I think that's the picture that Joel took, because I was having trouble with one hand taking the picture. And let's see, other than that, I moved up a bunch. I moved the Demon Prince over to more the middle of the table, and what's happening is he's got the Storm Banner up. So the Demon Prince is walking over, and you can see in the upper left-hand corner, my BSB has that solid move of 1 on his disc, so he's kind of limping around back there as well. Other Chimera kind of waltzes over. I'm going to go try and get to that cannon if I can. And then, yeah, he actually took off some guys, but he killed the dogs there, and killed the dogs completely over there. So the dog experiment did not go well versus the gutter runners. He has this big, in his turn, he has this big Warp Lightning movement. I think it went like 17 inches or 16 inches or something, like farther than he wanted it to go. So all of a sudden it's really up in my business. It's going to get the 1 turn to shoot, but then I'm going to get into it. And I really want to take it out. I know it can do a lot of damage to like the Skull Crushers, the Chimera, basically everything I have is a low model count with multi-wounds, and it can do a ton of damage. I know in a previous game we played on Friday night, it wiped out my whole chariot battery, so I'm going to really do my best to get rid of it. Then it won't be a problem. His A-bomb comes up, and he's got gutter runners move up. They're going to take some whacks at the Chimera. Same over here, just going to harass the Chimera. And one of them comes and stands in front of the Demon Prince. Now, as long as the Storm Banner's up, that's actually good screening because I can't fly over it. So, and he's also got the Skaven spell that cancels flying. So he has a good shot of not flying most of the time. Yeah, he gets Howling Warp Gale off, and that's going to stop me there. He then skitter leaps. He got this off. I knew it was going to happen. Tried to block it, just the dice wouldn't let me. And he skitter leaps his engineer right next to the Chimera. And I charge, and let's see. So yeah, I had to charge in with the Demon Prince to those guys. And I'm not sure if it showed it with that Chimera or not, but he dropped the initiative or die bomb on the Chimera, and he killed my Chimera that way with the engineer. So I've now charged his Doom Wheel with in the flank and the front with the Chimera and the Skull Crushers, and I think maybe I thought I was being a little overzealous here. He dropped some kind of stupid thing on the Demon Prince that didn't do anything. So I think he kills actually more of his own guys. I can't remember if it's a spell or what it was. Oh, maybe it was the War of Lightning Can. I have no idea. I can't remember. But he killed more of his own stuff than he killed mine, which is pretty funny. Very Skaven-y. And he continues just to cluster around back here. Demon Prince is now... I went ahead and overran. And the way I'm looking at this is, I think with the Demon Prince, I have this idea going that I can take a round of combat from the A-bomb and maybe from whatever he charges into the front. In fact, it's even better if he charges his stuff into the front. But I'm unbreakable. I've got good armor, good ward, and Lore of Nurgle, so I'm trying to toughen myself up as we go. And I just feel like if I stick myself out there, I'm going to get some stuff stuck into him, and then I can bring in chariots and all kinds of nonsense to really support it and start trashing his units. So, yeah, this happened. I thought I was being overzealous in bringing in the Skull Crushers and the Chimera, and they still left one wound on that stupid Doom Wheel, so now I have to chase it around, which really sucks. Yep, so this is what he does. He charges in with the A-bomb and the Screaming Bell. Feeling okay about this. He moves some other stuff up. But I mean, look, I got nice charge arcs to that Screaming Bell unit. He does, and then he does manage to skitter leap another engineer in front of the chariots, but still, not bad. He kills the Chimera, and these guys are. I had opened up a big warp lightning cannon shot when I pursued the Doom Wheel, so he did take off some of these Skull Crushers. The thing that really sucks here is the buildings at Nova they didn't want to use the building rules, so it's impassable terrain, so the Skull Crushers are just kind of stuck there a bit. You gotta take a few turns to wheel around. And he does a couple wounds to the Chimera with the warp lightning cannon, but he doesn't kill it. But what he does kill in close combat, actually the impact hits alone from the A-bomb, there are 4 impact hits. They all wound. I fail 4 up armors. I fail 4 or 5 up wards. The Demon Prince is gone. So that was sad. A little disconcerting right there. But I feel like I'm not like as horribly upset as I would be with a lot of armies. Because as long as I can just start punching into this army, I know I can take it out. My Chimera goes into the Doom Wheel. And I got a multi-charger. So I put 2 chariots into the the rats on the left. One of which is the Gorby's chariot. So the great thing about a Gorby's chariot, and there are many great things about a Gorby's chariot, the thing I really like is it can sustain itself in long-term combats. It can do enough wounds. So you can really get stuck and be, I mean, it's not like optimal, but you can stick if you need to. So the other thing I do, I'm finally flying, so I charge the A-bomb with a chariot and my BSB, and I also charge the other chariot there into that engineer in such a way that it's going to overrun into the A-bomb, which is going to be enough, should be enough to kill an A-bomb. which we do. You got a nice overrun here in which the BSB in one of the chariots goes into that unit of rats, and you can see that the A-bomb left some rat swarms here. And this, pay attention to those rat swarms, because they're part of how the magic happens in this game. So rat swarms, and now we get the Grey Seer and the Screaming Bell into the flank of the BSB. So it's not great, and I'm thinking about how to grind this down, but I'm gonna do a lot of wounds to him every turn, so hopefully I can stick around. You can see in the upper left-hand corner too, my Skull Crushers are broken free, and they're running around in his backfield. So yeah, he goes on in. I do a ton of wounds. Though that other chariot charged through weirdly into his other unit, but I'm doing a ton of wounds to his unit there. I'm just focusing on that, just to get enough combat res to stick around every turn. And yeah, these guys, yeah, I told you about the Gorby's chariot. They're absolutely crushing this unit of... So this is where the picture seems to get a little weird, I would imagine, because you'll notice that in the bottom of the picture, the Hell Cannon is now attacking those rat swarms. And what actually happened was the turn before, and for some reason I didn't get a picture of this, the Hell Cannon had misfired. And it had eaten all of its handlers and gone down to Leadership 4. And so in this turn it rampaged. And it shot 17 inches towards the closest enemy. And that happened to be those rat swarms. So it slammed into the flank of the rat swarms. And the really interesting thing about this, as we measured it out, was the way I positioned it was that chariot is falling off the back of its base in the middle of the picture there a little bit. And it's hard to tell from this picture, but if that Hell Cannon overruns 9 inches, and I think it's 9 or 10 inches, it actually overruns into the Screaming Bell unit. And obviously, I think that's the most exciting thing in the world. Meanwhile, my Skull Crushers are back there. They're having Plague Monks for dinner, so that's good. We had to kind of leave the Warp Lightning Cannon behind because we're trying to clean up this area main combat. And I have this Chimera versus Hell Cannon, but at this point Joel is getting off the Howling Warp Gale again, so it's really tough for me to be able to get to stuff. So I'm kind of limping along trying to get there. And this is what happens, is the lovely Hell Cannon overruns, I think, 11 inches into his delightful unit of Storm Vermin with the Screaming Bell. And that is what we call a huge game changer. I think that it would have been a big grind till the end of the game otherwise, but the Hell Cannon, especially with the Thunder Stomp, puts in just a ton of damage. Skull Crushers continue to eat Plague Monks. And now these other chariots are free. Sorry for the blurry picture again. Other chariots are free to pound into the side of the clan rat. And that chariot actually runs through the unit, but it doesn't matter at this point. And yeah, this is where Joel conceded. I killed the unit of clan rats in the back. The Screaming Bell, I just took whacks with the Screaming Bell with my BSB. He's strength 7 with the great weapons, so I had been slowly whittling. As soon as the Hell Cannon got in, I think it took 2 or 3 rounds of combat, but I destroyed that, and the chariots crushed all the other clan rats, which made him all on Insane Carriage, cleaned up the game. So I've only picked up half of the bonus objectives here. I didn't have the small core units to capture table edges, or table edges or the building. But I did kill his general and most expensive unit, obviously. So I picked up 4. I got a big win and picked up 4 of the 8 bonus points. So now this makes me 1-3 on the day, which makes me feel slightly better. And I'm on to a slightly higher table, not by much, but a slightly higher table, in order to face some ogres. So we'll see you for the next battle report.